Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Have you ever felt like your life is moving, but you're not? Like the days are full, your phone is buzzing, notifications never stop, people expect things from you, work keeps piling up, but somehow, deep inside, you feel stuck. Lost. Scattered. Distracted. I want to tell you a story. Not about a billionaire. Not about a celebrity. Not about someone who had everything figured out from the start. This is the story of a person who felt exactly like you might feel right now. His name doesn't matter. Because it could be yours. He used to wake up every morning with good intentions. He would open his eyes and tell himself, "Today will be different. Today I will focus. Today I will get my life together." But before he even got out of bed, his hand would reach for his phone. "Just 5 minutes," he'd say. 5 minutes turned into 30. Scrolling. Watching. Comparing. Reacting. By the time he stood up, his mind was already exhausted. He wasn't lazy. That's the painful part. He cared. He had dreams. He wanted to build something meaningful. He wanted to be proud of himself. But his focus was broken. And when focus is broken, everything feels broken. He would sit at his desk to work, but his brain felt foggy. A message would pop up. He'd check it. Then another. Then he'd remember something random and search it online. Then a video would autoplay. Then another suggestion. Then another. Hours passed. At the end of the day, he felt busy, but empty. Busy, but unaccomplished. He would lie in bed at night replaying his failures. Why can't I just focus? Why am I like this? Why is everyone else moving forward and I'm just stuck? And the worst part wasn't the distraction. It was the guilt. The quiet, heavy guilt that whispers, "You're wasting your life." One evening, after another unproductive day, he looked at himself in the mirror. And he didn't like what he saw. Not because he wasn't capable. But because he knew he was betraying his own potential. That night, instead of numbing himself with more scrolling, he asked a dangerous question. What if the problem isn't my ability, but my focus? That question changed everything. You see, we live in a world that profits from your distraction. Every app. Every platform. Every notification. They're all designed to capture your attention and keep it. Your attention is currency. And you've been spending it without realizing. He started noticing something. Every time he switched tasks, his brain felt scattered. Every time he consumed fast, random content, his patience shrank. He couldn't sit with discomfort anymore. He couldn't read a full page without checking something. He couldn't think deeply. His brain wasn't weak. It was overstimulated. So he made a small decision. Not a dramatic one. Not a delete everything and disappear decision. Just one simple rule. For the first hour after waking up, no phone. That was it. The first morning was uncomfortable. He woke up and instinctively reached for his phone. Then he stopped. The silence felt strange. He didn't know what to do with himself. So he just sat. He drank water. He looked out the window. He wrote down 3 things he wanted to accomplish that day. It felt slow. But something else happened. His mind felt clearer. That day wasn't perfect. He still got distracted. He still wasted time. But there was a slight difference. He felt more in control. And control is addictive in the best way. The next week, he added another rule. No notifications except calls. Suddenly, his phone stopped screaming for attention. The world didn't collapse. No emergency happened because he didn't reply instantly. Instead, he noticed how often he used to react without thinking. Now, when he picked up his phone, it was intentional. Not automatic. That's when he realized something powerful. Distraction isn't random. It's trained. And if it's trained, it can be untrained. He began to treat focus like a muscle. At first, he could only concentrate for 20 minutes before his mind drifted. So he set a timer. 20 minutes of deep work. Then 5 minutes break. During those 20 minutes, no switching. No checking. No multitasking. It felt painful. His brain resisted. It wanted dopamine. It wanted novelty. It wanted easy stimulation. But he stayed. And every time he finished a focused session, he felt something he hadn't felt in a long time. Pride. Not the loud, ego-driven pride. But the quiet kind. The kind that says, I kept a promise to myself. That's when the real shift started. Because feeling lost isn't about not knowing your path. It's about not trusting yourself to walk it. And trust is built in small moments. Not big speeches. Not motivational quotes. But in daily discipline. He stopped trying to change his entire life overnight. Instead, he asked, what is one thing I can fully control today? Just one. Some days it was finishing a single task without interruption. Some days it was going for a 20-minute walk without headphones, just thinking. Some days it was reading 10 pages of a book. Small wins. But consistent. Weeks passed. And something unexpected happened. His anxiety decreased. Because anxiety feeds on chaos. And chaos thrives on distraction. When your mind is constantly pulled in 10 directions, it never feels safe. But when you focus on one thing at a time, your brain relaxes. It understands what's happening. He started sleeping better. He started speaking more confidently. He started noticing opportunities instead of comparing himself to others. Because comparison also requires distraction. It requires you to look outward constantly. Focus brings you inward. And inward is where clarity lives. One afternoon, he caught himself smiling while working. Not because the task was easy. But because he was present. Fully present. And that presence felt powerful. He realized that he wasn't actually lost before. He was just divided. Split into fragments by constant input. When you divide your attention, you divide your life. But when you reclaim your focus, you reclaim your direction. There was still temptation. Some days he slipped. Some days he binge-watched. Some days he procrastinated. But the difference now? He noticed it immediately. And awareness is power. Instead of spiraling into guilt, he asked, what triggered this? Was he tired? Overwhelmed? Avoiding something difficult? Distraction, he discovered, is often a symptom. Not the disease. Sometimes he was afraid to start because he feared failure. Sometimes he avoided a task because it felt too big. So he broke everything into smaller pieces. Instead of write a report, it became write the first paragraph. Instead of fix my life, it became organize my desk. Tiny actions. But they built momentum. And momentum builds identity. He stopped seeing himself as a distracted person. He started seeing himself as someone who is learning to focus. That shift in identity changed everything. Because when you change how you see yourself, you change how you behave. Months later, people began noticing the difference. You seem calmer. You seem more confident. What changed? He didn't tell them he found some secret hack. He told them the truth. I stopped letting everything control my attention. And that's when he understood the real lesson. You don't need more time. You need more intention. Time was never the problem. Focus was. Imagine this. If you had just 2 truly focused hours every single day, what could you build in a year? A new skill. A business. A stronger body. A clearer mind. 2 hours of real focus can outperform 8 hours of scattered effort. But here's the hard truth. Rewiring your focus requires discomfort. You will feel bored. You will feel restless. Your brain will crave easy stimulation. But boredom is not your enemy. Boredom is the doorway to depth. On the other side of boredom is creativity. On the other side of silence is clarity. On the other side of discipline is freedom. He learned to sit with that discomfort. To let the urge pass. Every urge has a lifespan. If you don't act on it immediately, it fades. And each time it faded, he grew stronger. He wasn't fighting the world anymore. He was training his mind. And slowly, life felt less chaotic. Not because the world became quieter. But because he did. Now, when he sets a goal, he doesn't panic. He breaks it down. He schedules focus time. He protects his attention like it's gold. Because it is. Your focus is your future. Whatever you focus on grows. If you focus on problems, they grow. If you focus on progress, it grows. If you focus on distractions, they grow. And if you focus on purpose, that grows too. Feeling lost doesn't mean you're broken. It means your attention has been scattered. Gather it back. Piece by piece. Minute by minute. Start tomorrow morning. Or better yet, start tonight. Before you sleep, ask yourself one question. What truly matters right now? Not what's urgent. Not what's loud. But what's meaningful. Then give it your undivided attention. You don't need to reinvent yourself. You need to realign yourself. The person you want to become isn't far away. They're buried under layers of distraction. Remove the noise. And you'll find them. Control doesn't come from controlling everything. It comes from controlling where you place your focus. And once you master that, you stop drifting. You start directing. If you feel lost right now, I want you to understand something deeply. You are not behind. You are not incapable. You are not doomed to stay distracted forever. Your brain is adaptable. Your habits are changeable. Your future is flexible. But only if you decide to take back your attention. This isn't about perfection. It's about progress. It's about choosing, again and again, to focus on what matters. Even when it's hard. Even when it's boring. Even when nobody is watching. Because one day, you'll look back. And you'll realize the moment your life changed wasn't when you achieved something massive. It was when you chose to focus. When you chose clarity over chaos. When you chose discipline over impulse. That's when you stopped feeling lost. And started feeling in control. So if this story feels familiar, good. That means you're aware. And awareness is the first step to transformation. Rewire your focus. Protect your attention. Take back control of your distracted life. Your future self is waiting. And trust me. They're proud of you already for even listening this far. I'll see you in the next one.